Hi, this is Jason from North D Firearm Training. Today I'm going to go over a little bit of the concealed carry skill improvement class of drawing from a holster. Today I'm going to be doing some dry fire practice. It is a great way to practice without using any ammunition, and it's extremely safe. When you go to use your firearm, first thing is always make sure it is clear. Open your action, look inside the chamber, make sure there's nothing in there. If you have a gun that you can just remove the magazine and it's not part of the real function of it, with some guns, they require the magazine to be able to be dry fired, to pull the trigger. If you have to use your magazine or if it's part of the grip, make sure that magazine is empty. You want no ammunition in the room whatsoever when you're dry fire practicing. Now, with drawing from a holster, it's pretty much down to 4 movements. Now, I'm going to be going from 3 different positions just to show you the difference. I'm going to be going from appendix, 3 o'clock, and a 5 o'clock, or you could also call it small in the back if it's a little bit farther over. None of those positions I consider wrong. It all depends on your clothing choices, your body style, and what firearm you use. It's really down to a personal level on what's best. There's no 2 people that are made alike, and everyone's carry option is going to be a little bit different. Now, when you're practicing drawing, usually I select either a light switch or hang a target on the wall, something to focus your aim. The first part, I'm going to go really slow, is to clear your cover garment. Whatever is covering your weapon, if you're open carrying, it's one less step, but it's always good to be aware of where your clothing is, so you're not going to pull the gun and getting snagged on your shirt or anything else. So again, the first part is to clear your cover garment and to get a grip on your gun, like we covered in the introduction to handgun class. Make sure you get your good grip with one hand. You draw the weapon, bring the weapon up to your chest, and this is where you engage your support hand. Now, as he said, any of you that have taken the introduction class, if you haven't, it's a great way to get started, is have your hand a little bit over of where you normally would, and then rock it back into this open spot on the frame. Get that good grip that we practice in the introduction class. As you're extending out, keep your eye on your front sight, line it up with your target, get your sights lined up, and that's when you move your finger to the trigger, when you're ready to fire. And then you fire. Now, if you're a semi-auto, you're going to have to rack the slide to reset your trigger. If you're using a revolver or anything like that, it's even better because that doesn't create bad habits. And when you reholster, always make sure that garment is out of the way. A lot of accidents happen in reholstering. Always take your time when reholstering. Make sure you have no pieces of clothing stuck into the holster, because that's where accidents can happen. And this is where the importance of dry fire is, because if you make a mistake here, it is not life-threatening like it would be if you were live fire practicing. So again, the first step, clear your garment, grab the pistol, draw it out is a second step, get to the up close to your and pointed towards your target. This is where you bring in your support hand, and then you drive out, get your proper grip, line that sight onto your target, and pull the trigger. Now, when you're drawing, one thing also is to keep mind of where your muzzle is. When you draw and bring it around, you don't want to just bring the shortest path sometimes. If you see what I just wrote right here, is I just put that muzzle across my hip or right into my stomach. You don't want that. Also, a very common mistake is when you go to bring this other hand up, it is very easy to bring it right across your hand. And I don't know about you, but I like my hand. I don't want to put any holes in it. And again, it's the second rule of firearm safety. Never point a gun at nothing you're willing to destroy. And I don't want to destroy my hand. Especially if you're carrying in the small of the back position. Now with this position, it is very easy to flag your body. Because again, you're going to clear your garment, get your grasp, draw, and you make sure you go around your body, not just through. Because again, you're pointing that right into your hip, right into your thighs, and that's a bad habit you do not want to get into. When you draw out, bring the firearm around, kind of make like you're in a cylinder. Bring that around to the front and towards your chest, and this is where you engage your support hand, bring it onto target, and then that's when you fire. Go very slow at first, keep going slow, and then slowly pick up the pace. Even if you want to record yourself, it's a great way to notice mistakes that you're not noticing while you're actually practicing. But just keep getting a little bit faster every time you draw. I'm not the fastest, but you can get out. And if you, like I just caught my shirt, I just made a mistake, you can still readjust your grip and continue on. Just don't stop, because not every draw is going to be absolutely perfect. So as you draw, just keep increasing your speed and take your time redrawing or reholstering. So you draw, get your sight picture, pull your trigger. And once you get enough practice, I'm about a second and a half. There's many people that can actually draw their weapon, get it on target in under a second, which is extremely good. And the way you get around doing that is practice. And this is one of the best ways to practice. So I hope to see you at one of the classes. Till then, keep practicing.